Hopefully you've taken the time to go over and try out the opening. Here are the solutions for it. Now we work these through. These are simplifying radicals, so it's out of standard 2. So the first one here, it's just a straight, if you have a 1/2 power, that means you have a square root. And remember, the index is not listed when it's a 2, and so we just list square root of 49, and that gives us a 7. This next one, I'm going to use my index of 2, which is the square root index, and I'm going to rewrite these as exponents with the denominator. So I'll make this 9/2 and this b to the 15/2. So that index of 2 becomes the denominator on each of them. Now I'm going to make them into mixed numbers. 2 goes into 9 4 times with 1 left over. So that's a mixed number of 4.5. 2 goes into 15 7 times with 1 left over. Now the integers we break off and the fractions we leave behind. So we make a to the 4th, b to the 7th times a to the 1/2 times b to the 1/2. So these have come out of the square root, and so they stay out. They don't need any radical anymore. But these we're going to put back under the radical. So a to the 4th, b to the 7th times the square root of a to the 1st, b to the 1st for our final answer. Now this one, what we do is we want to use that same idea of the denominator being the index. So it's best when you have a number to do the radical first. So I'm going to do the square root of 16, and then I'm going to put it all to the numerator. The exponent will be a 3. Square root of 16 is equal to a 4 to the 3rd. 4 to the 3rd is equal to 64. All right, and then the last one here is a more complicated one. I prefer when I have a negative exponent to go ahead and do the reciprocal first. So I'm going to list 1 over all of this, 8x to the 6th, y to the 27th, to the positive 5/3 once you take care of the negative by doing the reciprocal. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in the 5/3 to everything. So 8 to the 5/3. X to the 6 times 5 is 30 over 3, and y to the 27 times 5, that gives me 40, let's see, when I do 27 times 5, that's going to give me 35, 2 times 5 is 10, so 135 over 3, okay? And now I go ahead and reduce this. I'm going to do this as just like I did before, the cube root of 8 to the 5th. I'll do the 5th power on the outside, like I said. This will be x to the 10th. And then 3 goes into this 45 times. So I've got y to the 45th power. And that's all over, so that's the denominator here. So I've got 1 over these. So I'm going to go take this over to this here after I simplify my denominator. Cube root of 8 is 2. 2 to the 5th is equal to 32. This is x to the 10th, and then y to the 45th. So reciprocal for the negative, simplify that denominator, and then you get your final answer. And then just a review of the steps for solving radical equations. The first step, remember, is to isolate the radical. So that means get it by itself. The second one is to square both sides or cube both sides or put it to the 4th power, whatever it is that the index is. So put or cube, etc. Whatever the index is, you put that to the power on both sides. The third step is then you go ahead and solve the resulting equation. And the fourth step then is to check your answers. This is for the extraneous solutions that might be extra solutions that are the answers to the final equation that weren't answers to the original as part of the process. So check over your answers for the opening and see how you did.